Good morning. So we're talking about one of my most favorite things, and it is using our iPhone to take pictures. How many of you do that? All right, how many of you want to get really good at it? I am your woman. Let's do this. We are going to talk about some of my favorite tips to make really great photos. I really have stopped using any other camera. I have 2 kids. I have my parents here, so they're going to start taking even better pictures of the kids. And we are going to take some of the fun tips that exist within the phone and the camera that came with it. It's really easy and a lot of fun. So, do you guys know how to turn on the camera without turning on your phone? This is a simple little tip. Did you ever notice there's a teeny tiny camera in the corner of your screen? Feel free to pull out your phones and look for the tiny camera. All you have to do is swipe up. From the camera, swipe up, and it immediately turns on the camera. So if you are out and you see a really great moment, you're like, I really want to take a picture of this. You don't have to go and turn it on and put in the code, and you can just swipe up and start taking pictures. That's really awesome when you see that one little moment that you want to catch, and then I know it's happened to you in the past. You want to take it, and then it already happened. Swipe, boom, you've got a little picture. There's one other way that you can do to get the camera to turn on. You can also swipe in the middle of your screen, and this little guy pops up. This actually is available when you are already in the phone or when you haven't turned it on yet. And there's a tiny camera in the corner. That little tiny camera also turns on the camera. So when you swipe up in the middle and this little guy with all these little settings comes up and you press on the camera, poof, you're back into the camera. So let's talk about taking pictures. Have you tried all the different settings of the camera? Because you don't have to just take a standard picture. There are all kinds of really fun things that you can do with it. So I'm going to show you examples of what they're like because each of them have really fun characteristics. This is a list of all the different things you can do. You've got time-lapse, slow-mo. So time-lapse is things, you speed it up really fast. You shoot the video for a long time and then it speeds it up. Slow-mo is the complete opposite. It's really slow. And then you have your standard video. You can also take just your standard photo. And then square photos, it's very popular with an app called Instagram. And then there is Pano, which stands for panoramic. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful image. So let's talk about time-lapse. Here's an example I shot outside my hotel room. This is an example of time-lapse. It's 9 seconds, and it's really fast. See how the oceans and the wind and the people are walking really fast? That is time-lapse. Isn't that cool? And it's right there in your phone. You don't need an app. You don't need to do anything fancy. Time-lapse. So with the time-lapse setting, if you're sitting outside and you notice there's beautiful clouds going by, time-lapse is a super duper fun way to just speed it up. Watch that sweet little moment. Now here's an important tip when you are shooting a time-lapse video. You see how everything's moving really fast. You want to be incredibly steady with your camera. So what I did with my video is actually probably not the safest thing. I opened the window to my hotel room and I rested it. So it could have fallen out. I could have hurt someone. But I just rested it on the window and let it roll for about 2 minutes. And about 2 minutes got you 9 seconds. So it's really sped up. Okay, so here's our next setting, slow-mo. I'm happy to use my dog as a fabulous example of slow-mo. Here you go. This is slow-mo of my dog Bailey, who's very floppy and perfect when watching run and bounce. He's so cute. So when this is fun, this is really fun when the kids are outside playing. When you're watching a really fast moment, it slows it down. And you can really see the action, basketball and sports and running, and it just looks really cool. So I'm a big fan of playing around with slow-mo. And of course, there's just video. And I don't know if you guys know, you are carrying a very powerful tool in your hand. An iPhone camera can take some pretty fabulous video. So I was just at Disney World, and it's not smart to ride a roller coaster with a phone in your hand, but I know my roller coasters, and I know what I can do with this. So I held on, and you can watch. This is the roller coaster and just simple video with an iPhone. I mean, so you can do some really amazing things with video right here with the camera that already exists. So let's talk about what you can do with the camera taking photos. The photo setting is just that. You can take really nice photos. You can do it vertically or horizontally. You can take, this is just unaltered photo from my hotel room. It's really pretty here, you guys. Wow. So that's an example of a photo. Now, when you also have an option to do a square photo, and the square photos are pretty fabulous as well. It gives you a very equal space. And there is an app called Instagram. Has anyone looked or played with Instagram? It is a very popular site for photo sharing, and every photo in Instagram is square. And because of the popularity of that app, they've made that an option with the phone, so you don't even have to edit it or figure out what are you going to show in the photo. You know exactly what's going to be in that photo. Now there is this option, which is a really, really fun option. You can take the pano, it's called pano, and you can span from one end, it's 180 degrees. And so what you're able to do with your camera is you hit the button, and then you just slowly move your camera, and it will take this. This photo right here is right after sunrise on the beach. I went for a run, and this is just the 180-degree look right here in Miami Beach, where you could do a 180-degree span of this expo hall. There's a lot going on. You can do it in a room if you really want to show what a room looks like. It is a really neat way to try to explain something that one photo may not capture. Back in the day, we used to have to stitch pictures together. We don't have to do that anymore. The camera will do it for you. It's awesome. Highly recommend playing with this.